Here it is. Okay, at this point, I'd like to call to order the April 27th Planning Commission meeting and ask for an approval of the agenda.
Approve
Motion.
agenda?
We have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to approval of the minutes. Approval of minutes from February 9th, 2023. I get a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
With minutes? Hearing none, ask for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to public hearing.
All right, gentlemen, we have three public hearings tonight. They're a bit of a housekeeping item. There are three text amendments. They're being pursued in response to Georgia House Bill 1405, which became effective on July 1st, 2022. House Bill 1405 is intended to clarify the process for appeals of zoning decisions and disputes with local governments. This is kind of an administrative change just in response to that House bill. Legal counsel did draft up the change in accord with what they thought was compliant with the state law. There are going to be three changes. Section 113-10 is an appeals of council decisions. Section 113-68 is an appeal of text amendment and map amendments. So that's zoning decisions was the first one. Second one's going to be map amendments and text amendments. And then Section 113-243 is an amendment to the appeals of council decisions for variances. So it's all the appeals for pretty much any quasi-judicial process that we would go through. Response to House Bill 1405 to clarify that appeals process. And we'll have three separate hearings.
Okay. Well, then for the text amendment 113-10, I'd like to open the portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in favor of this change. Should we read the text of the change?
I don't know that it's necessary.
Okay. Identify amendment to section 113-10. I will now open the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in favor of this change. Please come forward, state your name. That portion of the public hearing, and now open the portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this change. Forward. That I will close that portion of the public hearing for commission comments or questions. For a motion.
Make a motion to approve the text amendment to section 113-10 to approve those changes.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? None. Ask for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to the next public hearing for consideration to recommend approval of the text amendment to section 113-68 of Article 1 of the zoning ordinance. Portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in support of this change. That portion of the public hearing, and now open portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this change. questions or issues? None? I will ask for a motion.
I motion to approve the text amendment change.
And is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any further questions? Okay. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Item number 4, consideration to recommend approval of a text amendment to section 113-243 of Article 9 of the zoning ordinance. I will open the portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in support of this change. That portion of the public hearing, and now open the portion of the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this change. That portion of the public hearing asks for commission comments, questions, or issues. None, I will close that and now ask for a motion. I'll make the motion to approve this text amendment, section 113-243.
Second.
Second, any other questions or comments? I'll ask for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to new business. Consideration to approve a site plan and landscape plan from applicant Charlie Heath for a 1.61 acre tract located at property address 1540 Sonoya Road.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was very good, uninterrupted parliamentary procedure. Sorry about that. Applicant Charlie Heath is requesting a site plan approval for roughly 6,000 square foot commercial structure to be located at 1540 Sonoya Road on behalf of the owner, Ken Spivey. The property has been reviewed by the town's technical review committee. TRC members only have minor engineering and environmental management comments outstanding. Staff does recommend that the site plan be approved with the condition that any remaining TRC comments be resolved. The existing zoning of the property is C2, highway commercial. The existing land use is for commercial. Surrounding zoning is C2 to the north and south. To the east is town-owned property that doesn't currently have any zoning that we know of. And then to the west is C1, community commercial. There are currently no site improvements, and the property acreage is 1.61 acres. The future development map calls for the property to lie in the commercial corridor character area. This encourages non-residential areas to be screened from view of Highway 74. This is in the back of a cul-de-sac. It's kind of far from 74. And the character area does try to promote high standards of architecture, landscaping, and sign controls. It is compatible with the zoning ordinance as well. This is the landscape plan, also showing the site plan. It's a fairly simple, small commercial facility, and the applicant or representative of the applicant is here tonight. Mr. Charlie Heath is a contractor. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, sir, commission questions, issues.
I do. I have a question. So the orientation of the building, it appears that so from the street, you can see the side of the building.
Yes, you can, but it's on a hill, actually.
Okay, so it's elevated.
Yeah, it's elevated. It's probably elevated. I don't know if you can tell. Probably elevated about 6 feet from the road. So you're not.
Okay.
But you do see the side, and the reason is because if you turned it the other way, you
It wouldn't fit.
you couldn't build a building.
Yeah, yes. That's why when I looked at your lot, I assumed that the building would
Yeah.
go
Yes,
that
sir.
way.
Yes, sir.
What type of material is on the
It's a
side?
metal building. It's gray, back trim, back garage doors, glass front doors, white striped awnings. 4-inch, well, 3 and 4-inch trees.
Yeah, I
You
can
see
see
how they
them.
run down the side of the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, so the entire building is wrapped in the same metal.
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I asked that question is this, I have to ask staff this question now. Do we have the same requirement from the street to have the architectural standards on the side of the building since it faces the street?
Yeah, so because this property is located so far from Highway 74, we don't really have any architectural standards.
Okay.
It's kind of in those cul-de-sac area of this business park. We do have our landscaping standards, which I think we're working out some small items there, but they seem to have been, putting in adequate landscaping, kind of screening the front portion of the building here, and then they will have some screening here. So that's what we'll have for landscaping. There are no architectural requirements, so to speak.
Hydro seated. And then you've got the very dark,
Okay.
you look at kind of how it looks.
What's that on the backside?
Best I can do.
Mr. Heath, the bay doors are in the rear, this portion in the rear, correct?
No, the bay doors are.
Front.
They're in the front.
Yeah, from the rendering here. So you access the doors and they're right next to the offices, right?
Yeah. You
So-
have the door and then the glass
Yeah.
door beside it,
Mhm.
and that's a black garage door.
Okay. What's in the back here?
In the back is a small storage area that
Okay.
has 10-foot fencing around it
Uh,
and a large gate so that, here's one thing,
Okay.
no automotive, period.
okay.
We will not allow any automotive of any kind in this building. It's basically all being built for the movie industry,
I understand.
and it's pretty well leased already.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
So
Yes,
if,
sir.
so if I was leasing the space and I drove in, I make a left, I go around back and I can unlock the gate. I
Uh-huh.
can store stuff
Yeah.
outside, but it's screened from the
Yes,
fence.
sir, it is.
And then if I wanted to go in through the front, I could open the garage door
The
up.
garage door pop, yeah.
You
push the
know.
button.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to me.
Yeah, well, the thing about,
Mr. Heath, do you mind going to the podium so we can hear you? The audio system is just not going to pick you up.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. It's been a long time since I sang in the band. Yeah.
Okay.
No, what I was saying is what we try to do here with this is there's a very big need in the industry for small warehouse spaces with a small office and a small bathroom. Okay, and then someplace, if you got a small trailer, for example, where you gonna put it? You gonna put it in the front parking lot? You gonna put it in your backyard? No, you can't do that. So we made it where they have a small area, they pull the trailer in, they lock it up and they leave. Nobody's gonna see it, especially where that's located on the property. You can't see the back of the building where it's gonna be. That make sense?
I'm okay. You answered my question.
Yes, sir. And then we do handicapped up front, by the way, also. We'll have handicap spaces in the front of the building. Whatever the requirement is, will be handicapped. And inside the building, I mean, the warehouse lighting is they're all red, and you got 2 fans in there. So, and they're you heard of big ass fans? Yeah, don't want to cuss in a meeting. Yeah, there'll be 2 of those in the warehouse. So it'll be nice and cool, a nice place.
That there is outside storage in the back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's basically very minimal, but people requested it, for different reasons. But in us saying no automotive, nothing that, here's the deal. Nothing's gonna get that property dirty. Whatever it is, if we find, because we didn't, there's nothing to lease the place. It's already leased, basically. And if you're gonna get that place dirty, you're not coming. And I don't mean to be so firm on that, but they're just not gonna do it. I mean, the
just
$1 million
in-
building once
Is
it's
the-
done.
Is the rear of the building,
Yes, sir.
does it also have like an exit door per unit, or
Yes,
is
it
it?
does.
Okay, so there
Yes,
is
it
a
does,
door for
absolutely.
each unit out the back as
Yeah,
well?
it's a basic steel door. You know, we don't want people breaking in,
Yeah.
so we put a steel door on there.
It's like just basically like a 36-inch exit door?
Yes, they're
entry
3.0
door.
doors.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. And, I mean, you're not gonna get in, but you can get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hopefully you're not gonna
It's
get
just
in.
used to access the storage in
Yes,
the rear
sir.
of the building?
That is correct. Yeah.
And one question for
I
staff.
hope you guys like it. I worked on it
Looks
for
good
2
to me.
years now.
All right,
I
thank
hope you like it.
Question is, with, this is C2 zoning, correct?
Correct.
What are our standards and requirements for outdoor? Do we have any issues with?
Yeah, so,
Based on,
you know, the site plan shows an outside storage area. We do have limitations on exterior storage, but the applicant will just have to meet those
problem.
limitations. So if
as
there's,
long as you understand
if
that.
there's
Yes,
any
sir,
kind of,
absolutely.
if there's any kind of equipment or things that need to be on an improved surface, that would just come time for construction time. The fencing will be approved during construction time, things like that. We'll go through that to meet the town standard for exterior
Okay.
storage. I will note too that, you know, for architectural requirements, this is just a basic requirement of bay doors. Given the configuration of the building, it's not squarely facing the street. We do require that bay doors, they be screened if they're facing the street, or that the building be oriented in a way so that the bay doors are not facing the street. It is oriented a little bit away from the street, and it's not completely, you know, parallel to the street. We did request that there be landscaping in this area to kind of screen.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Everything good?
Yes,
think
sir.
so.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. First time I've ever done this.
Philip,
Jeff's not here to ask the question about the pond.
Right.
Just, I want to see how that's gonna.
Yeah, so there's actually, so the pond is right here, the actual detention pond. So there's very little on-site stormwater that needed to be done on the property. They do have some infrastructure for stormwater in the rear of the property here, but it's really just catching a little bit of, you know, the first couple of inches of rain just for treatment purposes, and then it's putting it, you know, downstream where it needs to go.
Okay.
We actually, just given the scale of the project is pretty small, so there wasn't a whole lot of stormwater that needed to happen. For the next site plan, Jeff, we've been reviewing one, and Devin's been very, very hard on them, being able to provide green infrastructure. So Jeff will get his fill of green infrastructure hopefully in some future.
Very
site
good. Awesome.
You wouldn't think that.
I'd like to make a motion.
I can ask one question?
Okay, go ahead.
Philip, I just wanted to ask real quick, can you just describe what is directly east of this property?
To the,
Looks like there's the rail line that runs through there.
So going out that direction, it is a rail spur. Patrick's correct. It's no longer used by the quarry. The land is owned by the Hobgood family, so that's what's right there. And then this small strip of land there. Yeah, this small strip of land is actually owned by the town. It doesn't have very clear zoning, but since we own that property, it's not exactly an issue.
And then the next property to the east is,
That's the school. So
okay,
Sandy
that's
Creek.
Sandy Creek.
That's
Okay,
where
got
they
it.
do their track meets. and
Gotcha,
stuff.
okay, I got it. now.
Cross country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none,
I'd like to make a motion.
feel free to make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Did we have any remaining conditions that had to be worked out?
Staff did recommend motion to approve with the condition that remaining TRC comments be resolved.
Okay. What staff just said, which is, I'd like to make a motion to approve with remaining TRC requirements.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Your
There's
third?
stereo there.
Hold on.
I have a motion and a second.
Which one are we taking?
Like Scott's.
Can we double major?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item number 6, staff comments.
None at this time.
Next item, commission comments.
I would just like to say it's been a pleasure working with you guys. You know, this is my last meeting, and I've enjoyed my time with you guys. I speak highly of you all the time. It's been some of the best times of mine working in the town with you guys. So thank you, and hope to see y'all soon. All right.
Thanks, Tia.
Thank you for your efforts on our behalf, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, any other commission comments? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We are adjourned.
Carl and I are simpatico tonight.
Back to you. That's a good paper.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
Have a good one.
You need this?